While the university is commonly understood to be a place where different knowledge systems enter into dialogue and debate, the institutional structures of the university tend to acculturate and conscript different kinds of knowledge into their own existing categories for what can be known, how knowledge can be organized, and what forms of knowledge are legitimate and credible. The Different Knowing Speaker Series and interviews address the question of if and how the university can be a place of different knowings, different epistemologies, different knowledges.
You know, when I think of spirituality, I think of it as sort of secular and sort of not connected to church or whatever. I mean, even if people have their own church or whatever, that's their thing. I'm not for organized anything. I don't follow the follower of anybody. So, but that area of spirituality is very important if you have a kind of working understanding of it, right? And my working understanding of it is the things inside of you that give your life value and that give you values. And the things inside of it, and these values include, you know, things like justice, equality, something larger than you, something larger than you, an envisioning of a more compassionate world, something that includes everything living, now, gone, before, a feeling connected and interconnected. So that area is very important to access because it also gives us who we are. And I just have to say that I was at a meeting, a very serious meeting where everything is really important. And I looked around the room and I'm saying, everybody's sitting here and they're acting like they're going to live for another 100 years. Nobody's laughing about anything. There's no play. But everything is it's in a small room. There's a huge world. And these pronouncements and whatever are so heavy and important, right? I'm saying, yeah, look at it. Everybody here, you know, in 20, 30 years, maybe even earlier, you know. And I don't think any people realize that in a fundamental way. And if you don't realize it, then you're missing on something important. Then instead of climbing to become something for other people, you start to take the time to figure out who you are and what is important to you and what is meaningful to you. You know, and I see that too often lacking in these myriads of meetings that one has to attend to get the business of, you know, institutions going. And, you know, it doesn't matter how important you are. It doesn't, you know, I'm thinking about, oh, look at all the important people I know. Look at all the, you know, we all have to go. And we all don't know how it's going to, well, we're going to go and when and, you know, near the end, what it will be like. And I think we need to think about that to bring more compassion to ourselves. Because if we don't bring it to ourselves, we can't bring it to other people, you know. And who was it that said, I have a quote, I think Gabriel Rico says that intelligence comes from the malleability of the mind, the flexibility of the mind, right? And, you know, if you're not flexible, if you're not open, really, a lot of people are locked into ignorance. I mean, my whole theory about racism and so on and stereotyping, it's total ignorance. You know, it's how can you think that another human being is different, you know, or how can you think a tree is, an oak tree is different, you know, from a walnut, you know, how can you think that one is better? I mean, you know, it's something, to me, it's a matter of intelligence, really. And to get to that intelligence, we all have our spots in our areas where we're chunked up, we're blocked up, right? You really need this malleability, this flexibility to bring intelligence and just an openness and a levity to different areas, you know, of discourse in your life, etc.